This is why people love staying in your business. They want to always stay a step ahead of you. You ever told somebody plans and they went all out the way to make sure that those plans did not take place? It could be something as simple as, hey, I have a trip coming up. Can you babysit? Yeah, I can babysit. And then here it is a few days before that trip, and now they can't babysit. They knew that they wasn't going to babysit for you weeks ago, but they want to wait to that last minute so that you won't go and achieve whatever it was that you was trying to achieve. This is why you have to keep people out your business. People don't care about your business. It's just something else for them to gossip about, to take a focus off of them and their misfortunes and their downfalls. People don't care if you're struggling. They laughing at you. Every time you open up your mouth to confide in them, you're giving them the opportunity to speak negative over your life, or you're giving them the opportunity to give you bad advice, especially when you don't have people in your corner that really support you. Like, you don't really have no true ride or dies. People will give you bad advice on purpose. They'll tell you to stay with that person and make it work. They'll encourage you to accept less than your worth. They do these things on purpose because they want to continue to see you fail. And this is something that I've also had to work on, because I used to stay on the phone for hours and still will. And I will tell people, hey, I'm going to call you back. Because I realize, like, people really don't talk their business when they're interested in your business. Or they will keep you on the phone knowing that you have these goals. And the reality of it is, if you want to achieve anything, whether it be a nurse, whether it be a cop, whether it be a doctor, a dental assistant, whatever it is that you want to do, you have to make that sacrifice. You cannot stay on the phone all day gossiping and talking about nothing. And it speaks about gossiping in the Bible as well. And it also speaks about being quiet. Have you ever realized something, that when you end up finding out that somebody that you confided in from day one ended up being a real life enemy? Have you ever wondered why you don't know as much as their business? Because even a fool is intelligent enough to be quiet so that you won't have anything to use against them. And it speaks of that in the Bible as well. Being quiet means that you're intelligent. It means you're smart. Only a fool gossips and tell their business. And I have been that fool before. That's why a lot of you guys know a lot of my personal business. And had I been quiet, people wouldn't have been able to mix the truth with a bunch of lies. But only because I gave them a small portion, they were able to make up all of these other different lies. And it looks believable. It sounds believable because, well, they were once connected to me in some sort of weird way, shape, or fashion. It's okay to tell somebody to mind their business. It's okay to say, hey, I don't really want to discuss that. That's personal. If you're on the job, people want to know about your personal life. They see you pulling up in a brand new vehicle. They want to know how much it is. You want to know why? Because they're going to become jealous, and their next step is going to try to get you fired so that you can get your car repoed. You buy a brand new house, keep that to yourself. If you go to your job telling these people what God has done for you, it's a season for everything. It's a season to brag about the goodness of God, but then there's also a season to be quiet. And if you're not a business owner and you know that you already having issues on the job, the best thing for you to do is keep your mouth shut. I have ended up in financial debt before. Just being grateful and gracious enough to tell people what God had done for me, not realizing that I had enemies on the job, and they ended up getting me fired. And I took a lot of losses. I ended up in debt. I ended up with bad credit. I ended up breaking leases, all because of it. So sometimes it's just best for us to be quiet. Gossiping, it has to stop. Gossiping about, it could be television shows, it could be stuff that you've seen on YouTube. Like, that's not going to get you far at all. And the Bible actually says that that's a sin too. The main thing is, when you keep good news to yourself, and it's a season for everything, so it is a season to brag about what God has done. But a lot of times God would just put you in rooms and just let it show. I remember when my very first vehicle was a 1997 Toyota Corolla, and I remember these girls they were making fun of me, not realizing that I felt like I had accomplished a lot because I used my school refund from college. I saved it and I bought that car $1,400 cash, and I thought the world of that car. But due to these evil females making fun of me, I didn't really feel too excited about it. But a couple years later, God allowed me to pull up at that same store with a brand new vehicle, and when I stepped out, I was looking good, hair done, nails did, everything did, and these same females couldn't say anything. So God will also bless you in the presence of your enemies. So if you're not doing good right now, that's fine. Nothing stays the same. The people that are up right now will eventually end up having some hardships. That's not speaking negative about anybody. That's just life, because life is a roller coaster. It's up and down. People only want to know your business so that they can stay 2 steps ahead of you for whatever, whether they plotting against you, whether they trying to take your man. A lot of women be wanting to know your business so that they can go back and tell your man and make your man think that you're an untrustworthy person when really you just venting, which is completely normal. But vent to God, vent to a therapist. Don't vent to nobody. People know that you're creative, that you can come up with creative ideas and things like that, and so they want you to talk so that they can steal the idea and do it before you and take all the credit. Don't be fooled. Keep your business to yourself. Keep your creative ideas to yourself. Keep your plans to yourself. Keep your goals to yourself. It's okay to share some things, but don't never overshare. There's a such thing as oversharing, and you definitely don't want to do that. So yeah, we just gotta be smarter. We gotta be smarter because they're smarter. Like, they're literally sitting here studying you and your life, and whenever you let your guard down, this is why you cannot be so trusting, because there's people that will only attach themselves to you to soak up all of your business, and then they'll find the smallest thing for y'all to fall out over, and then all of a sudden your business is all up and down these streets, and you do not want that to happen. I've had it happen before. It's not a good feeling at all, and it's even worse when it comes to somebody that you love and care about on an intimate level. So definitely watch your circle, keep it small. Even when the circle is small, still don't never overshare. You want to keep some things to yourself. You want to be a mystery, okay? You don't want people to know what you're doing at any given moment. Like, become a mystery. Become quiet. This is, like I said, our quiet season. And I remember when I was quiet on this internet, people was going crazy because they couldn't figure out what I was doing and who I was doing it with. And the minute I came back, where they could see, well, oh, she's at the same house. Oh, okay. Oh, she got a different car. Like, people just always want to know. They want to know every little single detail about you. And it's very obsessive. It's very weird. It's very, very weird, very unhealthy to be that invested, or I would say be more invested than. It's very weird to be more invested in somebody else's life and what they have going on, or what they don't have going on, versus being obsessive with yourself. I'm obsessed with myself. I'm obsessed with being a better version of myself. I'm definitely not in competition with anybody. The only person that I'm in competition with is myself. That's the only person that I want to be better than is myself. A year from now, I don't want to be where I'm at now. Like, things have changed in my life, even from a year ago. Everything is just completely different, but I'm also not a fool. Just because I've forgiven does not mean that you need to be in a up-close personal level in my life. Once the trust is gone, everything is gone. Family, friends, significant others, whatever the case is. If I can't trust you, I don't want you around me. If I can't leave money around you, I don't want you around me. If I can't leave my keys around you, I don't want to be around you. People really do be out here scheming and scamming and things like that, and people just don't care. It's really a dog-eat-dog world, and everybody is for themselves. Like, if you think for a second that somebody in this world really do have your back, you're mistaken. Mothers will always, I would say majority of mothers will always have their children's back. Some of you guys, it's unfortunate, but you guys have parents that you cannot trust. So I'm definitely not speaking about those. But you definitely just want to be careful. When you think that somebody really have your back, they really don't. I remember when I moved locations, everybody and their mama, even people on the internet, was trying to figure out where I lived. And it's like, why do you care? They just want to know. They want to see how you living. They want to confirm that you're still beneath them. They want to confirm that they're still doing better than you. People will go and get similar houses, similar cars. Like, they're really working overtime to prove to themselves that they are better than you. And if you gotta do that, if you gotta constantly name out everything that you have better than somebody, you see them as competition, and you're already telling the other person that you're not better than them. You're beneath them because you're constantly putting in overtime. You're wanting people to feel like you're better than them, and you're wanting that person to feel like you're better than them as well. So keep your business to yourself. Keep your finances to yourself. Camden had asked me the other day how much money I had in my wallet, and I gave him a little life lesson. I said, if anybody ever tries to ask you how much money you have in your bank account, you need to tell them to mind their business. Don't ever tell anybody about your finances. Keep your relationship as private as possible. Private without trying to hide them. You don't ever want to talk your business, your personal business, to anybody, not your homeboys or anything. Your homeboys will be jealous. But more so, when you go and somebody asks you how much money you got, and you actually tell them, let's say you had $1 million. Now you're opening up the door to get used. People in real life don't even be needing your money. And sometimes people be having more money than you, but it's because they know that you're a giving person. And all they got to do is come to you with this sad story. They know that you're going to give it every time. Stop being played. Stop being a fool. These people know exactly what they're doing. They're only trying to get over. Like, I just had this conversation today. Like, I'm tired of people trying to get over on me because I'm nice. So now, nice people will get nice Erica. But if you've been one to play in my face, if you've been one to play me before, if you've been one to betray me, to lose my trust, then I will not look at you the same. I will still be nice to you, but I'm going to feed you with a long-handled spoon. The new Erica is not playing that. The new Erica don't have to kiss your behind, because the new Erica do a lot of things for herself. And even if another person is doing something for me to help me, I still do 90% of everything myself. And especially when it comes to my children, I'm putting in more time, I'm putting in more energy, I'm putting in more effort with my children. So again, don't let people in your business. Keep some things to yourself. Some things you have done that you are ashamed of, don't tell a soul. There's some things that you're gonna have to take to your grave, because if it ever comes out, people will run it to the grave. They will constantly bring it up as a reminder to you that you're nobody, because they want you to feel that way, because they know that you're somebody and they know that greatness is in you. Don't let these people in your business. If you bought a new house, you don't have to show that house. You can just show little pieces of your home. You don't have to let people see what the outside of your car looks like or what the inside looks like. That's your business. Learn to be private. I'm learning that too. And I'm an Aquarius, a January Aquarius, and what we do, we will talk our business to anybody that will listen, and that has always been my downfall. It has stopped many of blessings. It has closed many of doors, and the only reason why I'm not upset about it is because what's for me is going to be for me. So if God took it away, or if you guys succeeded and it didn't happen and didn't prosper, then it wasn't God's anointing and it wasn't his grace and mercy. Okay, so I'm not upset about that. I'm not upset about it by a long shot. I just want to warn you guys to keep your business to yourself. When you have good news, and especially when I get good news, I be trying to figure out who I can call and tell, but the reality of it is you tell them and they're not as excited as you. They try to downplay certain things, like, oh, well, why this and why that? Like, keep it to yourself and just let them see what God is doing for you, because good greatness and your success, your greatness and your success and God's anointing is going to show over you anyways. You don't have to go out and brag about anything. You don't have to let people know, like, oh, I got accepted into this program. God is going to open up, I just got this job. Like, people with real life, get the name of their job and the phone number and call them and stop you from getting it. They will call landlords and everything and lending loan companies and all of that, just so that you can stay beneath them. So, message of the day: mind your business and keep people out of yours.